Good Thursday afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our market intel brief here at TOPGUN Options. Matthew Buckley. My call sign is Wiz. I wanted to let today and yesterday kind of play out before I knocked out another situation report because, man, it has gotten crazy. So obviously the president fired broadsides all over this globe against China and allies and enemies and frenemies, you name it, with the tariffs. And the markets really started responding. I mean, we just absolutely imploded. Bond market showed signs the other night of breaking with the 10-year starting to climb way above 4, almost hitting 5. That's when things really will start getting sporty. Liquidity becoming an issue, the Fed maybe having to step in, all sorts of craziness. And then what happened yesterday morning? This is a great time to buy. And then let's go take a look at the S&P 500. One potato, that was back here. That was in the morning, that tweet or post on Truth Social. And then by, what's that, 1:30, rip your face off rally, like the largest one-day gain in history across the markets. It was just absolute insanity. Now, what happened today? It's funny because halfway through the day, people started, you see, it was just a dead cat bounce and, that was bullshit. Well, we went, so the gap, we filled the gap or below the gap and then closed above it. Okay, so technically this should be bullish, right? We're really trying to find a bottom down here in the S&P 500. I mean, look at the cover of the Wall Street Journal here. It's just cats and dogs living together, mass hysteria. Stocks renew sell-off as China trade war sinks in. The president, after Xi responded with 84% tariffs, he hit him with 125% tariffs. Quiet from the Chinese. So I think we're starting to find in this quicksand a little bit of support and a way through this. Okay, so today's sell-off, folks, was filling half the gap. You don't want to not fill, or you don't want to go below half the gap, right? So looking at it from a purely technical point of view, today wasn't that bad. I get it's a lot of red, but as we know, it can always be worse. So it's really funny, and the Wall Street Journal has become worse than the New York Times at this point. Why Trump blinked on tariffs just hours after they went into effect. Let's assume, I'm going to give them this. I'll give all the Democrats, the liberals, the Wall Street Journal, I can't believe I'm putting them in that category, but they haven't met a thing that Donald Trump has done that they like. But anyway, I'll give you that. Let's say the guy blinked. What was the end result? He got exactly what he wanted. The world and Trump have isolated China. They're now out on their own little island right now, not Taiwan. And the rest of the world is negotiating with the president and Bessent and Lutzig. It depends on if you believe him or not, right, folks? This is all maneuvering in politics, but we got 70, 80 countries on the switchboard. They're on hold in the White House right now trying to do deals. There might be truth to it. I saw pictures of the Treasury Secretary with the finance dude from Vietnam. So countries are allegedly clamoring to make deals, trade deals with the president. So even if he, quote, blinked, and, I'm half a blink, half art of the deal. Folks, seriously, spend the $10 or whatever it is on Amazon. Read the art of the deal. It literally gives you the checklist. He's following it, right? Blast your initial opening offer so obscene and so dumb that it's just insanity. And then you walk it back in. So, folks, he blasted. Now he's walking it in a little bit, which is going to get us a lot farther than Joe Biden's 50 years in D.C. of nothingness, right? So, again, even if I guess you could say worst case scenario is, quote, the president blinked, he still got everything he asked for. So the initial salvo might have been crazy to you and crazy to markets, but folks, go read. The guy wrote the book a long time ago, folks. It's funny whenever I see any of this, I'm like, oh, that's page whatever. Yep, and then people, well, he blinked and everything like that. So it's just, it's funny. I don't care. I mean, I absolutely love this volatility. I fired a bull put spread today that, it expired for a max profit. I got out, what was that, about 10 minutes or whatever it was for a quick profit, 50%, $1,100. Folks, people This is like shooting fish in a barrel. I think some of our members over here did even better than I did. Where was it? Right here. Yeah, look at this. Cecil, 9 minutes, serious profit. I mean, this is just, we're having fun here at Top Gun Options. It might not look like it in the market that people are having fun. We are. Opening up the doors. I just did this a month ago, but I'm going to reopen it because our customer support email is getting flooded with, hey, any chance you could, all right, I'll move up our Q2 full throttle to accommodate people that are getting hammered right now. Remember, folks, for every panicked seller, there is a happy buyer. Does that not make sense? It's so funny when I see the people huffing and puffing on the TV about, oh my God, panic and people are getting hammered. No, not everybody is, folks. There's somebody on the other side of those trades. If you're worried, if you're retiring in the next 6 months to a year, things might suck a little bit. But 6 months, a year, 18 months from now, this economy and the markets will be ripping. I guarantee you. And I'm going to teach you next week how you can position yourself today as other people panic, right? We can profit. Head to go.topgunoptions.com/full-throttle. And we're actually running up on the limit of our webinar room because this is going to be super popular. No offense. Everybody thinks they're a genius when the market's going straight up. You're really not. The only true geniuses are the folks like me and our members here at Top Gun Options who are printing money as the market rips all over the place, up, down, sideways. I love this volatility. It's a hurricane, folks. Options premiums, like insurance premiums, are through the roof. Every one of these days where we see a massive swing intra and interday, I'm firing S&P 500 trades. Now, obviously, some of my long-term bullish positions that are years out into the future might be underwater. Who cares? That's why they're long-term bullish position years out into the future. I'm trimming my sales in the front months by trading S&P 500 trades and the VIX volatility index and printing money, okay? Sleeper story, though, folks. With all this stuff going on, we're having direct talks with Iran this weekend. And the president, I know he says he doesn't care about the markets, but he clearly does. We might be seeing an attack on Iran, and that's going to be sooner rather than later. Are you ready for that? Is your portfolio ready to absorb another potential massive shock to the downside? I'm going to teach you how to hedge, right? How to protect your portfolio. Folks, just learn those basics, like buying a put option against some of your long-term stock. I can help you with that. And since I'm cheap, I'm going to have somebody else help you pay for that put. I'm going to teach you about options spreads. Again, folks, this is not hard. We have 7 training sessions called Options Weapon School, where I'm going to take a building block approach and get you up to speed in a very short amount of time. Go.topgunoptions.com/full-throttle. Oh, and by the way, fantastic news today. Inflation eased in March. Second month in a row that inflation has gone, look at this over here, gone down. I was a little worried for a while there, folks. We had about 3 to 4 months of CPI, the inflation numbers going up, and I'm like, oh boy. 2 months in a row, inflation going down. This should have been a bigger story to the markets, in my opinion. This gives Jerome Powell runway to cut interest rates, folks. We get an interest rate cut at the next Fed meeting, we're going to see a rip your face off rally. The market will stabilize and we're going higher. Again, one more time, folks, panic selling equals happy buyers. If you're not happy right now, you're doing it wrong. Join me next week. Make sure you register. Even if you can't attend, I'll get you access to the replays. Trading's a form of combat, folks. Somebody's going to win. Somebody's going to get their ass kicked. Which side have you been on for the past couple weeks or months? I know what side we're on, and we are on the winning side. Have a great rest of your day. Happy hunting. Make sure you're hedged. Fights on. Go Cats. And namaste. Whiz out.